Agriculture is food. That's where we get our food from. But beyond the food, it employs 20% of the people globally and up to 65% in continents like mine in Africa. But beyond that, it contributes to environmental ecosystem services. It also is the pathway out of poverty and provides nutrients that help us become healthy beings. So agriculture is health and health is agriculture. So it's important to invest in agriculture because we all want to have healthy, lively human beings that can contribute to the development of our planet. And what does that take? It means more money for research and research evidence that goes into policies so that we create the conducive environment for feeding more with less, sustainable intensification. Because as an African woman, as a mother, as a farmer myself, I know the vital role that women play in the African agriculture scenario. They produce and process up to 80% of the food that we eat. They are responsible for mothering, nurturing, and feeding the family. And they provide labor. Up to 50% of the workers in most of the agricultural enterprises are women. Now, what that means is that we really need to pay special attention to the role of women. And this calls for labor-saving techniques that will free up time and get them to be better mothers and also devote more time to processing the food and feeding the family. And they also need markets to get access to money that they will then use for investing within their family. It's been proven through studies and publications by FAO that if women could get more land, not just more, the same amount of land as men have, they would produce 20 to 30% more than men. Now, that is great returns to investments. So the priority is invest in women, invest in their education, invest in their training, and invest in research that generates technologies that will free up women's time. My vision would be to have Africa utilize its own leaders, retired members of government, retired business members, champions who can chart the way forward in terms of making Africa food secure. And it shouldn't be an African debate. It should be a global platform that will bring the Montpellier panel, it will bring the Chicago Council panel into dialogue with Africa around a common goal. The interesting thing about the challenge that we face now is that we have climate change, and climate change knows no boundaries. We are in it together. And the next thing is that we've got to feed more people with less, and that means we'll need to open up trade pathways so that areas that don't produce are able to access food from those that produce. We'll need to put policies in place that allow free trade and movement of commodities. We'll need to spend money on education, and we'll need to bring in the private sector and civil society to ensure there's accountability in the system. So clearly that's stretching our boundary. We're looking at partners that were traditionally not part of the agriculture food security debate. We're bringing in the health sector. We're bringing in the education sector. We're bringing social protection because we need to understand the social innovation processes that happen at household level. So all those are new partnerships, both at local, national, regional, and global level that need to be harnessed to make sure that we are in it together. And thanks for the Sustainable Development Goals that are being developed, where we are moving away from the Millennium Development Goals that were, yes, looking at reducing poverty, but it was more of North-South debate. But now it's everybody in it. We need a sustainable world that can feed itself. So really, when we talk about launching the Sustainable Intensification Report developed by the Chicago Council, we're really looking at a broader array of partners. Government can't do it alone. Farmers can't do it alone. Researchers can't do it alone. The private sector can't do it alone. We need NGOs, we need civil society, we need all the players who have a common goal of more for less. More food that is more nutritious, but with less strain on our natural resource base.